Man, this is Double A O's. Your man Buckeye B is back, looking at some
Yes, sir.
stuff, man. And I'm glad to hear you stated so eloquently on the last one how we had took some time off from the pod, and so we
Yeah,
actually missed
boy.
some things, man. And there was the article about LeBron that I just pulled up, like it was about 4 minutes old, about his. I think he strained the MCL, grade 2 MCL strain in Game 5. That he would have missed Game 6.
Yeah.
It would have been necessary.
Nah,
And
he
then
would
they
have missed the
talked
rest of
about
the series.
yeah, and then they also talked about Luca's conditioning, man. So if you don't mind, I do have some other stuff I want to go back to, but if you don't mind, why don't we just start right where we're at with those two things? Kind of give you some feedback, takeaways on that.
Nah, most definitely. Shouts out to D-Mo, Pugilist Prop Bet, Pugilist Sports Radio, Buckeye be in the building. Against all odds, we here. But nah, man, just going back to what you said about LeBron and Luka. Obviously, Minnesota looked like the better team. I ain't even gonna say look like, they was the better team. Ultimately, man, when you break down their roster compared to the Lakers roster, I mean, they were deeper. They were the deeper team, and they were the bigger team. You had LeBron and Luka, 2 stars, but when it comes down to the playoffs, man, it comes down to team ball and who's the deepest. You feel me? And Minnesota, man, they put the pedal to the metal. And Edwards, man, he did. You got to give them props. They did their thing. Minnesota in 5 instead of Lakers in 5. And just going back to LeBron and with them coming out saying that he injured his MCL. I mean, when it happened, when DiVincenzo bumped into him, I felt something was wrong because, don't get me wrong, LeBron does flop and he does make things more serious than what they seem. But when he got up and limped a little bit, I felt like something was off. And then also, if you look at the game, man, he wasn't playing with that intensity, especially in that fourth quarter of a closeout game. It was getting closed out. He was being very passive. Everybody can say his age or whatnot, but LeBron's still going to be LeBron, or at least try to still be LeBron. You know what I'm saying? But he just didn't look himself at all. That fourth quarter, man, it looked like I don't know what it was, because I was frustrated, man. I kept telling my son, we watched it again, man, what the fuck is LeBron doing? Why is he not being LeBron? But obviously we had expectations of him wanting to be his younger self, which ultimately isn't that way, or it didn't seem that way in this series. But now we see with the injury coming out, it definitely played a factor in that fourth quarter. Would they still have won the game with him not getting hurt? Probably not, because Rudy Gobert was just going insane. There was nothing they could do to stop him. I don't understand AJ Redick's theory and some of his substitutions. So it's really like we could talk for a whole two hours on just this series alone, as far as what went wrong, what went right, and just unpacking some of the things. But some of the things that he did, JJ Redick, that he did coaching wise, you could just tell he was a rookie coach, because he was making a lot of rookie mistakes in terms of the rotation and just taking a lot of chances that you normally wouldn't see a coach take in the playoffs. Like, I think the game before, he might have played the whole starting lineup, the whole second half with no subs. And then in this game 5, you bench. Don't get me wrong, Jackson Hayes hasn't been playing up to his ability, but you bring in a Maxi Kleber, who they said hasn't even practiced with the team. It can't even get no worse than that. Like, Jackson Hayes, don't get me wrong, did Jackson Hayes deserve to be in a rotation? No. But if he the only big man you got, shit, you got to ride or die with it. You know what I'm saying? Y'all decided to trade AD. Don't get me wrong, you got Luka, which I still would have done to this day. But the main thing was you asked the trade for the boy from Charlotte. You said he wasn't healthy enough. So shit, you left with what you left with. You was left with Jackson Hayes. Why not playing? It's going to be what it's going to be. Obviously, Rudy was killing him. The worst thing, Jackson can come in and fucking give you 6 fouls. You know what I'm saying? He could foul the fuck out of Rudy. Maybe get him a little tired or something. I'm not saying he would have stopped him. But shit, he a 7-footer. You got LeBron, 6'9", he the tallest man on the court, 40 years old. You know what I'm saying? Shouts out to Rui, though. Rui did play his ass off, but he ain't big enough to stop Rudy Gobert. Luka, not big enough. LeBron, not big enough. Austin Reeves, who shit the bed the whole series. Not big enough. So ultimately, man, it just came. I think a lot of people, which I was listening to Mike Wilbon, shouts out to him, he was saying the Lakers during the regular season, you know, they had a good, nice little run to put themselves in position to get that 3 seed. You know what I'm saying? And they might have blew their wad in the regular season, and everybody was just expecting all of the 3 seed. All the Lakers look so good with Luka and LeBron that maybe they can win the finals. And ultimately, man, if you really look at that roster, it wasn't really a championship roster, to be honest. I think everybody just fed into the hype of them having that last month with, I think they might have only lost 2 or 3 games that between March and April. Don't quote me on that, but I know they had a good decent amount of wins between March and April to put themselves in position to get. And then when they got to the playoffs, you can tell, yeah, this ain't a championship roster. Going to Luka, you gonna get what you're gonna get from Luka. I felt like he had maybe not the best series he could have had, but people want to say he out of shape and he out of this and he out of that. But shit, look at his minutes. You can't be that much out of shape. Don't get me wrong. He don't look like he's in the most shape as you could be. But hell, he's still out there on the court. You know what I'm saying? Look at his minutes. He played, like I said, the game before, game 4, he played the whole second half, no rest. You know what I'm saying? And for the most part, he was out there. He had a stomach bug, and everybody wanted, I don't know, man. I just think people get too caught up in being out of shape and this and that. But ultimately, man, Luka gonna be fine, man. I don't know, you know, what if JJ was just referencing him per se, talking about, I know he wasn't. I felt like he was just saying as an overall team, they need to be in championship shape, and that's true. Yeah, Luka can get a lot. I know this offseason, depending on what LeBron wants to do, I know him and Luka gonna get in that lab, and they're gonna get better, man. Now, will that ultimately end up being a championship? Who knows? I don't see it. Just the way the roster's constructed right now. Hopefully, they can make some moves. But yeah, man, like I said, I just feel like ultimately Minnesota was the better team, more or less, than everybody saying Luka was out of shape. And with the injury now coming out with LeBron, even if he didn't have that injury, I don't think it was no saving the Lakers in this series. They just didn't match up well with Minnesota, to be honest. So that's my take on that.
Yeah, I think didn't Luka have an injury earlier this season? Like, I think he might have had a sprained calf or
yeah. Something. I know he sat out something. I know he sat out a few games.
It was quite a few weeks, maybe about 4 or 5 weeks. So that'll set you back. Conditioning alone. That would directly affect your conditioning.
Yeah, LeBron had a strained groin as well. They was coming into the playoffs. Luka, for the most part, was healthy coming into the playoffs, but LeBron was a little banged up. Not making excuses. Shit, he still played, but he ain't 2018 LeBron no more. It's 2025. Everybody know the track record. I think we just, as fans, get caught up in wanting to see the younger LeBron. Because to be honest, us as fans don't compare LeBron to the Jason Tatums of the world or the Giannis's of the world or the Lukas of the world. We compare LeBron to 2018 LeBron. You know what I'm saying? Like, we expect him just to do these unbelievable things when ultimately, man, Father Time knocking on that door. And shit, it's showing. It damn sure is showing, because he's starting to get these even though that DiVincenzo was a freak injury, he getting these nagging injuries, and then he ain't been able to finish games as strong as he was back when he was younger. That's ultimately, if we really want to talk about it, that's the reason why they lost the series, the fourth quarter. And every game they was leading going into the fourth quarter. And outscored every quarter. And all the games that they lost, they was outscored in the fourth quarter by a decent amount, by a nice margin. They couldn't close, so there you have it. Minnesota in 5. Ant-Man, Batman. What Sharp was saying, man, he's sick. But yeah, man, it's on to see them. And I would have rather, as I'm a LeBron fan ultimately, so that makes me a Lakers fan. But I'm happy Minnesota moved on just for it to be a little bit more competitive, because now, like I said, now with this injury with LeBron, he probably would have been out a month. You know what I'm saying? And Luka, with no LeBron on that team, no big man, that's not no competitive series. Definitely not going against, I think that they would have either played Golden State or Houston, but I think now, man, you can ultimately say Minnesota can make a run at that conference finals. I think they can. I think they beaten either Houston or Golden State. And then shit, I mean, that Denver Clippers series, that's one hell of a series. That shit going back and forth. Might get an edge of Denver just because they got the home court advantage, but we gonna see if Kawhi can pull something out the hat. And then they're gonna match up against OKC. But don't be surprised if those Timberwolves make it to the finals. Don't be surprised, because they got everything you need for sure. And Julius Randle, hats off to that boy. He balled his ass off in that series. But I knew going into that series, he was going to be a matchup problem for them, because he's a tough gorilla dog down there, bro. And he ain't soft, and that's what they needed, because you see Cat struggling with the Knicks. If Brunson wasn't that superstar that he is, I think that Detroit might have took that series from the Knicks. But going back to the Timberwolves, man, Julius Randle is a fucking animal. So we're going to see, man. But don't put it past me if you see the Timberwolves making it to the finals, man. So that's gonna be interesting to see. But overall, man, I'm liking what we're seeing in these playoffs. It's looking good. Lakers going into the offseason. I definitely agree with what JJ said. They got to get in championship shape. Austin Reeves, man, it's the third year in a row he didn't shit the bed in the playoffs. So I don't know if they move on from him. I don't think they should. That's going to result into them getting a decent big man, then we'll have to see. I don't even know who could they go out and get that's going to put them content. Because low-key, they need to keep Austin Reeves. You trade Austin Reeves for a big man, you still count on LeBron to do the bulk of the work. LeBron needs to be more, right, in this point in his career, he needs to be more strictly facilitating. You know what I'm saying? Because he can still do LeBron things in spurts and in a game here and there, but you're not consistently about to get LeBron of old every game anymore, man. He needs Luka to take the torch, and then hopefully Austin Reeves can, and then if they can find a big man, we shall see. It's going to be interesting, though.
Man, so obviously since the series ended with the Lakers, there's been these questions, Luka's conditioning, and then obviously, I don't say obviously, but there has been some speculation, or some people been asking some questions about LeBron's future. Now, I'm seeing two possible scenarios just from my own limited perspective. Possibly that he could retire, which I don't think that he necessarily would want to end like that. And then I see another scenario of him possibly going back to Cleveland and finishing his career in Cleveland. So my question is, does LeBron finish his career in Cleveland as a Cavalier? Does he retire there, or does he retire a Laker? What's the better storyline, you think, Pete?
That's a good question. I don't
Let me
Want to
throw
see
some
him
more.
go back.
Let me throw some more in there. And the reason why I'm throwing that out there is because I called it when he with the Heat. I said he was going back to the Lakers, and when he was before he went to the Lakers, I was like, "Hey, LeBron going to the Celtics." I was throwing that, so I had a bunch of little. But sad to say, I see a possibility where they could get some trade pieces from Cleveland to the Lakers, which would, in essence, bring LeBron and give an opportunity for him to have his son there. Da, da, da. So just throwing it out there, hypothetical, not particularly sophisticated. With my theory, you get where I'm going with that.
Nah, absolutely. But again, that goes back to, I'm not sure if this is what you're doing, but again, that goes back to a lot of people comparing LeBron to his younger self. If I'm the Cleveland Cavaliers, why would I want to give up key pieces? We just had the best record in the whole NBA. Why am I trading key components and key pieces for a 40-year-old LeBron that's probably going to retire in the next 1 or 2 years? So, like I said, I think I don't think you purposely did that, but I think we just automatically just look at LeBron as just LeBron. We get caught up in the hype of, he's just going to return back to glory, and we got to literally start looking ourselves in the mirror, understanding like, nah, like at this point in time in his career, if he's going to go to Cleveland, it ain't going to be for no 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pieces. It's going to be your ass coming here to retire, and then we go sit your ass down. I think he can still definitely make an impact on the team, but I don't think he's a key piece or a key trade component for a team who's looking to ultimately build a championship. Don't get me wrong, he could, in my opinion, can he still help win a championship? Yes, but lead a team to a championship with everything on his shoulders and his back like he did in the past? As we seen, no, he's not capable, because you got to throw injuries out there, and then you just got to throw him getting older, man. Like, he's 40 years old. Think about it, bro. What could you do at 40 years old? You know what I'm saying? You're not running up and down a court with some of the best athletes in the world at 40 years old, competing at the highest level. You motherfuckers ain't doing that. So that's why I
wasn't
say
doing that at 20 years old.
You know what I'm saying? So let's be real. Like, he ain't getting no younger. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think Cleveland, I don't think that's a possibility at all. Unless it's just on
I
one.
just was thinking more of the pageantry of everything. You know what I'm saying?
No, absolutely. And I agree with you.
The whole storyline. I'm a storyline guy.
Nah, that's a fact. And it definitely would be a great storyline, but I don't see them ultimately making that move. I think he's going to retire a Laker. What they did for his son, and
this year or next year?
I don't know. It just depends. It depends on what the Lakers do. You know what I'm saying? If the Lakers fold and want to start from ground zero, then shit, it probably might be next year. I think he still got one more good. I think he still got a good 2 to 3 solid years left in him if he stay healthy. But how much does he love the game? How much is he going to continue to love getting up and training and doing this and doing that? That's ultimately going to come down to him. But like I said, I don't see him being able to lead a team to a championship by himself or with another sidekick. Ultimately, they're going to have to build a team. He's going to have to be a piece towards that. I think the Lakers are going to figure out a way to build the team around Luka moving forward, but they're going to have to get some key components, man. It's going to be interesting. But like I said, going back to his retirement, I think he's going to retire a Laker just off the strength what the Laker organization did, bringing in Bronny and allowing him to have that moment with his son. I think he owes that to the Laker organization. We'll see if it happens, but I don't think he's gonna force his way out nowhere. He ain't the main course no more. You know what I'm saying? And we seen that in these playoffs. He still can give you what he gonna give you. It's just Father Time is knocking for sure.
That's what's up, man. I guess we need to transition, man. We got got some stuff to talk about, man, moving forward. I guess next few weeks, NBA
Mm.
results, and
Oh
then
yeah, I can't.
yeah, I don't know if you're huge into baseball, man, but definitely got some of that to talk about here and there if it's a talking point. But some of the other major, I'm sorry, what?
No, I was just saying, kind of, sort of. Baseball just getting started. It ain't really got to the meat and potatoes yet. The Reds, they the Reds. They're gonna be the Reds. They got a solid record, but
Yeah,
it's still the Reds.
yeah, I've said the Reds are secretly owned by the St. Louis Cardinals. I'm gonna stick to that, man. That's just a conspiracy for entertainment purposes only. You know what I'm saying? Of course, I can't prove that, but I'll just keep saying that. Anyway, Shador Sanders, man, we had some discussion on that last week, and I don't think anybody in the world, in an alternate world, in alternate timelines, we talking LeBron from years ago and LeBron from this year and that year. You can only compare him to LeBron from alternate timelines, but I don't think anyone on any timeline, on any existence of timelines in the whole history of timelines ever, in the Matrix, the fake Matrix, the real Matrix, I don't think anybody saw Shador Sanders' situation playing out the way that it did. And immediately people were outraged round one or round two, and the rage just continued to grow, man. So I think that was just a crazy spectacle, and I would definitely. I want to get your opinion on that, man. I don't know. I don't even know where you want to start on that. If you got a starting point, man, but you can just go on that because there was layered, and like I said, nobody saw that coming, man. So there's a couple different components: the racial component, the arrogance, the entitlement component. He wasn't up on his technique or his fundamentals as far as being able to decipher or decode plays or stuff that they was putting in front of him when he was in these interviews. And so I don't know exactly how all that went. I'm sure you heard that, or you might have heard some other stuff, man. But go ahead and unpack that, man, if you would.
Oh, that's bullshit. That boy should have went first round. We all know, even if he didn't go first round, he should have went second round. There's no way. Don't get me wrong. The draft process is a long ass process. So you got players that's gonna fluctuate from up and down. But Shador Sanders, ultimately, for the past 2 years, even the past years, clearly he's been the number one or number two quarterback in college, and it wasn't even close. So for him to fall to the fifth round is ridiculous, man. And it's not even being shined. There's no light being shined on enough for this whole situation. Like, for the NFL to even, I know this is a podcast, but I'm still speechless, bro. Like, I'm speechless in terms of the frustration and just the clear bullshit that the NFL tries to portray, bro. It makes no sense, man. Like, y'all try to just make these stands and say nothing stronger than a shield and all this and all that. But you got us black athletes that's bringing in all the dollars and doing this and all that, and we don't get enough appreciation for it. Like, what Prime has done for the NFL and for the league and for the Shield, per se, for years, man, I don't appreciate this, man, just because they have their own way of doing things and their own way of going about things, and it might come off as cocky and it might come off as arrogant. Who gives a fuck? You know what I'm saying? Are they generating money for your brand? You know what I'm saying? And then you got to also take into account, we in a different time and different era now, bro. This ain't old school shit no more. Like, each player, they were their own business and own brand before, but it's even more of them being their own business and brand now with the NIL and all this extra stuff that's going on in college. Again, bro, it was no reason for that man to drop to the fifth round. Shouts out to Shador for taking it in stride and being humble throughout the whole process. Don't get me wrong, if he ain't probably had an NIL or all that stuff, I think it would have been a little bit more frustrating seeing himself get drafted in the fifth round. But to his defense, he literally stayed humble, They was on stream. They was having a ball with the whole process, man. And I think it might have rubbed some people the wrong way, but who gives a fuck? You know what I'm saying? They've been doing it their way. They gonna continue doing it their way, and I hope Shador crushes it in Cleveland. Did I want to see him go to the Browns? Hell no. Especially after the Browns took fucking Dylan Gabriel in the 3rd round and then wait to the 5th round and take him. Like, nah, I didn't want to see him in Cleveland. But is Cleveland the best opportunity for him to potentially start right away? Yes. And I hope, like I said, I hope he crushes it, man. I just don't understand why the NFL always tries to make examples out of people and especially in this instance, it was for no reason. I don't get it, man. So I hope ultimately he crushes it, he kills it, and he shows why he was the top prospect he was. But I don't know, man. I don't know, D-Mo. What you thinking, man? Because it's frustrating, man, because we all know if this was, and we've seen it, Eli Manning, for your dad to come out and say, oh, no, my son's not being drafted by this organization, but he still is a number 1 pick, and all it does is take a trade. What was the difference from that than from what Deion said or Deion did? Why it couldn't be the same way? Oh, because he's black? That's what I'm saying, man. NFL, they dropped the ball on this one, bro. They dropped the ball on this one, and it's frustrating as a former black athlete. I didn't play at the highest level, but I did play, and it's just frustrating to see this shit continuous. We in 2025, bro, and we still seeing the same shit that we seen in fucking 1940, 1950, and it makes no fucking sense.
Yeah, man, I think you went there. You started to say what I was going to say, and I saw a clip of a guy, man, who I follow on Facebook. He's not a sports guy, man, but he did have a take. He does like a bunch of, I would say, pop culture stuff, man, but just culture references and different stuff, man. But he was talking about that. He said, did Deion actually hurt his son? He said, because there was only 5 teams that were really in the market for a quarterback. And then I think you might have been referring to that interview, that same interview he was talking about, and then I've seen where he talked about, Deion said, I've been behind the curtain and I know what's going on, so I would only basically guide him here or there. I wouldn't want him to go to this, that. And so there was something to that, but then there's always the pushback to that, which is the Eli Manning example, Arch Manning. And we know his SoCal legacy kind of fingerprint on the league as far as generational legacy stuff, man. His son playing, and probably eventually his grandson will be playing, which have the same name as him. So,
not to cut you off, what makes it even more crazier? Archie Manning didn't even have a career Deion Sanders had. You know what I'm saying? So y'all get y'all panties in a bunch and y'all do all this negative shit towards Deion, and Arch couldn't even hold Deion's job, bro. It makes no sense, bro. It really, we all know it got to do with that color of that skin, bro. That's basically what it boils down to, bro. There's nothing else it could boil down to. You know what I'm saying? If this was Arch Manning, his grandson, being in the same position as Shador, we all know Shador would have been fucking, we all know Arch would have been fucking second pick or even the first pick. Go ahead, bro. This shit crazy.
Cleveland, I thought it was dumb for them to take 2 quarterbacks. We got 5 quarterbacks now, so that was silly. But let me say this other talking point, and I'll be honest, I can't even remember who it was now, but I thought it was brilliant. And it probably was some information that a lot of people weren't privy to prior to him dropping that information. So I apologize for who this person was, and I don't even remember who it was. But I thought it was excellent. And so the first part of it is that this year that they have 12, the Suns, you have 12 NFL veteran sons who entered the draft this year. Did you know that?
I think I did see a clip on that.
I thought that was remarkable. But then there was another spin on it that said that the NFL was, because of that, was fearful that there would be some kind of NBA type of nepotism with LeBron and his son he actually made the correlation that because of them having so much knowledge, being that the sons of NFL players coming into the league, they was afraid that there was going to be some kind of not strong arm takeover, but essentially it could be leading down the path of more of a player empowerment type of environment like the NBA, and that they were trying to avoid that. So they were sending a message, and Deion's son probably being, I would think, being the most high profile of the 12 NFL veteran sons. And so what do you do? What I'll just use this reference. What did the slave master do? He went buck breaking. He went to the biggest, strongest Negro on the planet and stripped him all the way down and dehumanized him in front of everybody. Yeah. I hate to make that reference, man, but oftentimes the NFL kind of gets that connotation tag because of some of the good old boy, not only good old boy, old rich money, but then some of these low-key, underhanded kind of tactics. And I don't know if that was a super loaded question for you. I don't know if you had heard any of that. Please give me some feedback.
I heard some of it, but I don't get it because at the end of the day, he's still in the fucking NFL, and it's not like y'all stopped him from being in the NFL completely or he went undrafted. Y'all still picked this man, so he's still ultimately in the NFL and gonna do his thing. I'm just proud of how Shador and the whole Sanders family handled the whole situation. I think the NFL was expecting him to crash out and expecting him to do this and do that. Nah, that shit ain't work. They fucking end up making money off this shit, which was crazy. They get on stream the whole draft, got millions and millions of followers. They making money. You know what I'm saying? So what was the whole point of y'all doing what y'all did? You know what I'm saying? I'm happy for them, bro. Like how they handled the shit, man. The shit was actually funny and how they really played in NFL space. So, okay, y'all gonna do this? We got something for y'all motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? And ultimately, man, yeah, it might have hurt his pockets in terms of contract-wise and might have been some type of humiliation. Okay, you ruined his draft party, per se, or... Because that is a bit, I guess you can say, embarrassing. I've never been in those shoes before to know what it's like to be drafted or know what it's like not to be drafted. But just on the outside looking in, you having a draft party, having all your friends and family there, and you expecting to be first round or fucking top 5 pick, and it don't play out like that. And at the end of the night, it's him, bro. This shit fucked up. But I think he played. He held, man, the way he said what he said about it didn't go the way he thought it was gonna go. But ultimately, God has a plan for him, man. And I think I'm proud of him and how he handled the situation, man. And shouts out to Deion, man. Keep what they say, that they legendary over there, man. Keep being legendary. Ain't nobody stopping they shine, man. Deion paid, Shador paid, even fucking Shiloh paid, goddammit. They getting to it, man. So fuck with the NFL on, man. They just on some pure bullshit. You know what I'm saying? And that's all it is, man. Then you got some of these analysts, black analysts, trying to come and say he wasn't worthy of being this and he was. Stop it. We know Shador may have not been one of the best prospects we've seen in the past 5 to 10 years. But he was worthy of being a first round pick, bro. He literally changed the face of Jackson State and fucking Colorado. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you might want not feed into the Jackson State hype, but he comes over to a D1, a true D1 school and turn that whole turn that whole university around on and off the field. You know what I'm saying? And you don't get enough credit for that, and then y'all still want to analyze and judge and say he can't do this. Cut that shit out. I was talking to one of my homies. I was saying it like this. Mel Kiper has been a fucking draft analyst, draft expert since I was a kid. Probably since you was a kid, Demo. You feel me? He had Shador number 2. So I trust, out of all the motherfuckers that's doing the draft, I trust his opinion more than anybody's. He had Shador top 2 for the last 2 years, bro. Are you telling me a top 2 prospect is going to fall all the way to the 5th round from Mel Kiper? I ain't never seen no shit like that before. So we know it ain't had shit to do with what he does on the field. So all these analysts, cut that shit out. Call it what it really is, man. Like Marcus Spears, man, you look corny, bro, for what you said about how he wasn't draft worthy and he tripping. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, don't get it twisted. I'm not trying to make it seem like Shedeur was this great upcoming NFL prospect. He's going to, you know what I'm saying? He's going to be in the Hall of Fame, you know, when his career is over with. No, I'm not saying that, but he was worthy, bro. Get props where props is due, man. And sometimes, I hate to say it, bro, motherfuckers don't do that shit. They don't show love, and they don't get a proper props. So it's all good, man. I think Shedeur and the Sanders family, I think they really gonna turn up after this, man. And then what's gonna be even crazier if that motherfucker start on week 1, you know what I'm saying? Killing it, man. So I'm rooting for him, man. I ain't got no watch on, but we gonna hold it up. Legendary, you feel me? Shouts out to Shedeur.
Hey, because he's not a first round pick, now he'll have an opportunity he don't have to wait 5 years or ain't that amount of time, 4 or 5 years before he can for that first contract.
I don't know how that contract works. I think,
but doesn't it put him in a different status though because he's not a first round? Doesn't it allow him to enter into get a new contract sooner than he would if he was a first round?
Nah, that's a fact. It definitely allows them to switch up the contract. I don't think he's locked into that 4-year deal or whatnot. It might be 2-3 years. I don't know what they're gonna come up with, but whatever they do, I hope next year they actually see his worth and see what he got going on. To be honest, like I said, I appreciate Cleveland taking him and not letting him. I think he would have went undrafted, but I think Cleveland still looks stupid because, like, you took Dylan Gabriel 3rd round, and you come back and take Shedeur in the 5th round. Ultimately, it gives them a lot of options, but why not take Shedeur 3rd round first? If we looking at it from that standpoint. I can name 3-4 quarterbacks that went before him, and it was like we wasn't even talking about them in the draft process. So it's crazy, man. The NFL and their organization, the coaches, they overanalyze the draft like always. So we'll see.
You talked about him playing up there in Cleveland and having a real shot to actually, I guess, start. Now, who's he competing with up there? Like I said, they got 5 quarterbacks. Obviously, they got the other college kids. But don't they got Flacco?
Sure. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Ultimately, they're saying Joe Flacco might be the week 1 starter. But I think Shedeur be coming there and do what he do. What, y'all gonna blackball him from starting to make your team better? That wouldn't make no sense. So
what about Deshaun Watson? What's his status? He won't be ready to play at the beginning of the season?
I think he might got another setback. I think he had another surgery. So I think he out another year, potentially. So I think it's ultimately going to come down to Flacco, Shedeur, Dylan Gabriel. Then you also know they signed Kenny Pickett from the Steelers, too. So it's going to ultimately come down to them 4. But shit, I think Shedeur can easily start week 1. And then I guess if you want to take it to the Browns, I guess you got a lot of trade bet if you want. So I guess the Browns, I ain't going to lie, the Browns had probably one of the best drafts. Ultimately, if we looking at it like that, I just think it made them look a little foolish and stupid for taking Shedeur 5th instead of when they really should have took him, whether it was the 2nd or the 3rd round. I don't mind them trading the pick for Travis. I don't mind them trading the pick for Travis Hunter, even though they might can be kicking themselves in the butt saying, damn, 10 years from now, Travis, we could have had Travis and Shador again on the same team. But I think what they did as far as building the team, building their defense up, and ultimately still getting a player that everybody thought they was going to get, and as the second pick, that kind of makes them look good. But on the flip side, if you're looking at it as Shador, Dylan Gabriel, come on now, we all know who should have went first. For sure. Yep. So we'll see, man. I'm excited to see Shador take the job ASAP. But we'll figure it out, man. I don't think Kenny Pickett's, I think he can fight for it, but I don't know if he's going to be able to compete with Flacco, Shador, and Dylan. We'll see. Well, like I said, breaking down their roster, man, with the picking Quishon Junkins and getting Dylan Sampson, other running back from Tennessee, and their first pick, Mason Graham, like they definitely filled out their roster for sure.
My bad on that. I had some quick back noise issue. I had to shut that down real quick. So yeah, I was listening to what you were saying, man. I had sent a little message. I was asking, do you just to switch real quickly about Travis Hunter? Do you think he ended up in a good place or?
Nah, that's a hell of a place with Travis Hunter. I'm glad to see him in Jacksonville because Jacksonville can do what they want. They believe in what Travis believed in. I don't think Cleveland believed in that. That's why they traded the pick, because they didn't want to deal with, you want to play both ways, but we need you to play this position. I think coming in, he can do what the fuck he want. They need a receiver and a corner. I think Travis going to go crazy in Jacksonville. And I'm excited to see him prove the doubters wrong, saying he can't play both ways in the NFL. I can't wait to see it, man. So Travis and Shador definitely got something to prove, but I'm definitely happy that we seen Travis in the spot he was in, and he a Florida guy. So going back to Florida, I don't think he was from Jacksonville, but just being in Florida, man, having that safe haven, and ultimately them believing in his vision is going to really, I think, be the kicker and ultimately be one of help his career for sure.
Hey man, first of all, shout out to Jacksonville. I got some family, some close people that moved down there from Cincinnati, and I've visited quite a few times. And Jacksonville is, to me, it put me in the mind, it's the Cincinnati of Florida.
Okay.
If it was
gotcha.
It gave me that feel, except for you got the minus the massive tourist effect. You still got that Grand Theft Auto effect. You ride around a couple places, you think you're in Vice City. But
say it's over.
And I got a lot of love from cats that I met down there, man. So I don't even remember them cats. Them niggas treated me like I always been there, bro. So I'll never forget. I had nothing but good memories down there, and I still got, like I said, some close people down there. So their stadium was beautiful the way it's set up down there. So I thought it was cool. So just shout out to them all the way around, man. Big up to the city and the town, Jack the Kill. But let me ask you just real quick, and we can finish on this, man, because I don't want to beat the dead horse. But do you think, sticking with Travis Hunter, you think he'll be able to play the same amount of volume both ways as he was doing in college in the NFL?
I don't think he'll be able to play the same amount of volume, just because obviously it's the NFL now. College, you're not gonna see.
I'm asking that because the average career is 3 years. So is he essentially setting himself up for it because of wear and tear damage and just that whole average thing? Is he essentially
I mean, he can potentially be setting himself up, but I'm excited to see him prove everybody wrong. I want to see the first player to ever go both ways, starting receiver, starting corner. I'm here to see it. I'm here to see, they always say records are always meant to be broken. Shit, narratives are always meant to be broken. You know what I'm saying? I want to see the narrative change of a player being able to come in and play both ways, and not necessarily just play both ways, but start both ways. And I think Travis can set that tone and change that narrative. I think he has the build, and I think he has the stamina to keep up and ultimately do it. Hopefully he can stay healthy And we'll see. Like I said, I'm excited to see it, man. I actually want to go see a Jacksonville game, and I might have to take you up on not necessarily your offer, but I might have to take you up on what you saying, Jackson, because I've never been to Jacksonville. I would love to go down there and check him out and see what he can do, because I know he's gonna do big things for the city off the field. So we'll have to see what he does. And then it's a good start. Trevor Lawrence is a hell of a quarterback. The Browns kind of was in limbo. They really didn't have no quarterback, so it was like, obviously they got Shador, but before that, they ain't really know like who was going to be the guy throwing the rock. Jacksonville, look, we got Trevor Lawrence, and then hell, we need a corner as well, so shit, let's figure it out, man. And we believe in your vision, and hopefully, it comes to light for sure. To ultimately answer your question, the wear and tear, yes, it's definitely wear and tear. It's the NFL at the end of the day. But can it be done? We'll have to see. And I'm here to see it happen.
Nice, man. We can end on that note, man. It's an hour, bro. You was killing it. I appreciate it, man. It's definitely some interesting stuff that unfolded since the last time we talked. And
it has been.
Yeah, and we coming into that time of the year, man, where stuff starts to slow down after the NBA Finals, man. Yeah, we just gonna keep looking forward, man, and seeing what's sports spectrum wise, what's out there, and trying to best to keep everybody informed. We didn't touch on O State at all, man. I didn't know if you had anything.
Shouts out to the Buckeyes that got drafted too, man. Shouts out to all of them, man. Will Howard going to the Steelers. I was pissed at the Steelers for doing what they did and passing on Shador, but ultimately they saved face slightly. I'm still salty at time, like goofy looking ass, but slightly saving face, picking up big Will Howard, man. Congrats to Will, congrats to Jack Sawyer, congrats to JT, Cody Simon, Ty Hamilton, Donovan Jackson, Lathan Ransom. You feel me? We can go Mecca Buka. We can go on and on, man. Shouts out to all the Buckeyes that was drafted, man. It's always OH, baby. I owe to the death. Big Buck, Buckeye B, O State. We here, man. We gonna keep bringing the knowledge, man. Shouts out to Demo on the ones and twos, keeping us calibrated. Pugilist Prop Bet, Pugilist Sports Radio. You feel me? Tap in. We in this thing, baby. Let's get it.
Hey, that's it, man. Can't say it better than that. Till next time, sports fans, we'll check you live here at Pugilist Radio, PugilisPropBet.com. That's your man, Buckeye B, bucking up on y'all.
It's on, bro.
Yep.